for the plot and temperaments. So do it for the plot is the Chariot card. My bad. My bad. You know, do it for the plot. So I was sitting here and I was thinking some of you guys could be receiving updates on some prayers that you've prayed, okay, long ago, okay, any prayers, okay. This could even be certain things, people, or places where you've invested or sown a series of prayers into these particular people, places, and things. So yeah, you guys will be getting unexpected phone calls with people sharing good news with you, and there's some type of shift or this new portal of transparency and like this upgrade in open communication with you and certain connections. Okay, this could be relatives, old friends, current friends, or most recent friendships, whatever the case may be. But confirmation on you, you know, maintaining your boundaries paying off for you. Okay, you allowing the wheat being separated from the tares. Okay, you doing your part to do that, and you allowing the divine, your spirit team, to assist you in doing so. Okay, there's something here about the energy of acceptance as well. Okay, when things don't particularly go your way or don't go quote unquote good in a situation, but having this energy of acceptance to whatever happens, especially when it's something that's out of your control. There's something here about you mastering this faith, mastering this dependency, and understanding that God is always reliable. Okay, God is your provider. Okay, so yeah, you gotta do it for the plot. Yeah, so there's a lot of clouds with lightning here in this card. This is also somebody who's in motion. Okay, all right, so something could be happening like at the speed of lightning. Okay, this could be manifestations. Okay, this could be a level up. This could be some type of upgrade. But something is definitely happening at the speed of lightning. Okay, this could even be like a lightning, sharp or fast intuition. I'm even thinking about Shango. Shango is the god of lightning and all that, right? So you got T-break. There's something significant about some tower moments or whatever that could be also unexpectedly striking your enemies, okay, with this lightning energy. Do it for the plot. Okay, these were people who were invested in some type of plot here, okay, where there wasn't any true divine motive. Okay, so this could have been something that's very void of integrity, something senseless. So like senseless activity. These people are reaping the reward of that. Okay, now going back to you receiving confirmation or updates in regards to things that you've prayed about, things that you could have gotten like some type of revelations about in the past, and you did your due diligence to pray about whatever that is. Okay, to pray for something to come to the light, to pray for a balance to be restored. Okay, pray for certain people to be freed out of certain things, right? You could be getting, confirmation phone calls, updates on that happening. So do it for the plot, right? Do it for the plot in regards to divine beings and the things that you had to do, whether that required you putting distance. This is a reminder that you're okay. Whether you had to do this for, whether you had to put distance between you and certain people, you're the type of person that if you notice that someone was just being used as a pawn, like you really see the higher truth and awareness of a situation, but it's still required for you to put time and space between that person to protect yourself, okay, to protect your harvest, because there's people around them that they're connected to that may be trying to use them to get to you. You still had to put up boundaries or create distance and space between you and that person, even though, this person may not be fully conscious that they're being used or weaponized for evil, right? So there's something about you surrounding, these people with prayer in prayer, okay? This can even, talk about protection, you shielding them with prayer, okay? Now, something that, I do, I don't just call on my divine and loving ancestors to assist me, okay, and stuff like that. Like, if I can see that, somebody has some type of veil over them and they really have a pure heart, but they're like in a lost soul type of space within their lives, sometimes I'll call on their divine and loving ancestors for them or on their behalf. This is a part of that intercede or intercession. Like, when you are able to intercede for another person, because they're not conscious and aware of what's going on, okay? Sometimes I like to call on their divine and loving ancestors to operate in their lives on their behalf, okay? So, yeah, temperaments in the Chariot. Well, that's good energy to start off with. Okay, so you guys know Chariot energy is, moving forward no matter what, okay? So this has something to do with you maintaining some type of internal balance, okay? So heavily on the emotional balance, heavily on the psychological balance, okay? Because there was definitely people, places, and things intentionally trying to tilt your scales like too far. You get what I'm saying? Which in essence is what happens to people, when they crash out or when they descend. You get what I'm saying? Or downgrade. Okay, it's just consistent imbalance opposed to, being conscious of themselves, their bodies, being able to listen and understand, interpret what their body is communicating, okay, being patient with their own mind, even when their mind are flooded with thoughts. You get what I'm saying? Like, giving themselves the grace and attention to detail and care to sort through those thoughts instead of trying to drown themselves out with music, with distractions and activity, the voices of others. There's something here about you, this is a certain kind of self-love where you don't ignore your own mind. You don't ignore your own turmoil. If you're experiencing some type of turmoil or people are intentionally trying to torment you, you don't ignore yourself. You can recognize and identify, what thoughts are yours and what thoughts simply are not. You get what I'm saying? And you weed it out, right? Now, if you're going to, get to a place where you're able to separate the wheat from the tares when it comes to the people around you, when it comes to the environments that you go into where it may be time for you to walk away or depart from that particular environment, you have to also master that within self. You have to be able to separate the wheat from the tares when it comes from your thought space, when it comes to, your heart space, okay? When it comes to your physical balance and your health, okay? Like, if you know that, there's something that you're indulging in that's, quote unquote, not the healthiest, or it may not have the healthiest results, you need to, be mindful and love yourself and respect yourself enough to add something to create some balance to whatever that is. So if you eating some french fries, if you eating some chips and shit, you need to make sure you go and eat some fucking pineapples. You get what I'm saying? Like, eat some cucumbers, like, if you're drinking Starry, whatever, drink some water. You know what I'm saying? Like, but always being conscious of balance overall, in every area of life, okay? Because you're going to inevitably manifest that, right? So it's not a matter of, people constantly trying to create upheavals, undeserved or whatever in your life. It's a matter of how you respond to it. Okay, it's a matter of what you feed and what you starve. All right. If you get sick, okay, like you do your due diligence to study yourself, study that sickness, study, what can you do that's remedial, to, grant yourself aid and restore that balance and replenish yourself, and apply it, okay? Yeah. Even when it comes to dealing with people's like behavioral imbalances towards you, okay? due to their traumas, due to some type of manipulation, emotional manipulation, mental manipulation, people's jobs manipulation, okay? Especially like when it comes to people who are in certain principalities and systems, such as like the military, law enforcement, certain things like that, where, there is a phenomenon when they actually do things to people, in the military, or they actually do things or implant things in people, who are in certain job spaces, you get what I'm saying, who are a part of certain principalities. Now, I'm saying all this because this is why discernment and awareness is very critical, okay? Because if you're just blindly moving about, you may misstep when it comes to protecting yourself and protecting your loved ones, okay? Even if you do recognize that somebody that you care for is far more weaker than you are, or if they're not, ascending at the rate. What the hell was that? She sent me. I don't know what that is. But anyway, they're having some type of challenges, okay, when it comes to separating or departing from evil, okay, detaching from things that are unhealthy for them. You know how people go to church, and they go to church for a refuge. They go to church to, in essence, to receive some type of balance, to receive some type of relief, right? So remember, our bodies are supposed to be temples according to the divine. So when people come to you and you're a trustworthy source where you're able to offer some type of sound counsel, you're able to offer, genuine love without, demonic motives and intentions. Someone really loves this bracelet. Okay. Oh yeah, so that just reminded me. You got built different. There's something here about you being built different, collective, and whether you knew this about yourself, there's something here about people trying to demonize this about yourself, okay, trying to get you to see this peculiar nature that you have, in a negative perspective or perception, right? So some of you guys will learn, or some of you may know, that I make jewelry, right? I make spiritual jewelry. I haven't been making them as of recently. I'm going to get back into it soon. I actually still have some already made items, okay, that I just have stored. So I may release those, but I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of confirmation on my jewelry. Okay, I'm having people, share things with me, and I'm getting like these revelations to how impactful and how meaningful, these tokens are to these people that I was able to create, and I create things, anything I create is with, intention, So there's something significant about that. Like maybe there's something that you've given somebody, something that you made for somebody, something that you've done, okay? You got the 8 of Pentacles. And temperaments. There's something that you created, something that you're working on that's going to create balance, or that has contributed to some type of harmony and balance for somebody, or some type of positive mind, okay? A death and rebirth. Some type of transformation. Yeah. When we think about deaths and rebirths, not everybody, who are in, so this is confirmation with the Sun card. Not everybody, when they're going through that dark night of the soul, when they're going through some type of depression, some type of like really dark place, a place of anger, a place of extreme sadness, whatever dark space that they may be in, not everybody resurrects out of that, being whole within themselves. Not everybody resurrects out of that being one with God. Some people some people rise out of that, quote unquote, becoming one with, evil energy, like satanic energy. Okay, so death and rebirth is almost like that zombie energy. Y'all, there's a new Walking Dead season coming out that I seen briefly on Instagram, and I think it's called The Dead City. So by now we know, okay, you got Karen. By now we know how they intentionally and blatantly put a lot of shit, you know, in our face that's actually going on. Confirmation. You got Karen. You got She Ate No Crumbs, Queen of Pentacles. And you got this hating ass group back here in the back. Okay. So I'm getting this as a hating ass group. I'm also getting this as a hate group of injustice. Okay, a group that, you know, standing up against some type of injustice, just hating injustices, you know, channeling that hate, channeling that trigger, channeling that anger, and, you know, standing up against what's, you know, what's wrong in a situation, you know, to cancel something. Okay, there's something about this energy that's heavily significant too. Okay, you got Fitfluencer. So there's a heavy consciousness about health. Heavy emphasis on health, okay? Taking a stand. Justice, confirmation. You got Spitting Facts. Spitting Facts, Justice, Knight of Pentacles, Fit Influencer, 10 of Swords, canceled, and Queen of Pentacles, She Ate No Crumbs. Okay, there's definitely... Okay, I'm going to have to get back to my general messages about... what's going on, like, just in the world around us, because this is giving like some corporations, this is giving like government type energy. Okay, and it's crazy, like, because they're bringing all this stuff to my mind. This is an interesting reading. It's gonna feel like it's all over the place. A good friend of mine, his mother actually ran for, I don't know if it's mayor or governor or mayor of her city or something like that, and she was officially sworn in the other day. You got the Sun card, Servancy, and, you know, I basically congratulated him on his legacy, and he was like, that ain't my legacy. I was like, no, it's legacy work, because that's your mama. And even with what you do, you know, it's legacy work because you're invested in a purpose that helps. And he's actually a fit influencer. He's a personal trainer. You're actually investing in other people's, you know, health and inner harmony and balance, and you genuinely care, like you're genuinely passionate about what you do. You know, you have this bubbly energy and personality, like, that make people want to keep showing up. You know, you have this way of literally just eliminating people's insecurities or the things that try to rise up in their mind to discourage them and disempower them, you know, from showing up for themselves and like just pushing through, you know what I'm saying, to overcome. So I'm getting that, you know, your mother has that same energy. It's just in a different, you know, career path, right? But that's still legacy work for you to just keep up that torch of light, you know what I'm saying? Like, and using that fire energy to eradicate and detoxify, you know, purify the things within people that are stagnating, the things within people that create sicknesses, you know what I'm saying, and dissension. So yeah, legacy. Heavy emphasis on legacy. You got Real Talk. Okay, this is the 8 of Cups. Now, with this Real Talk card, these are like real needed conversations, okay? So there's something about people having like real serious conversations. Heavy emphasis on that. Or conversations with meaning. You know, people being just kind of becoming naturally detached from useless, senseless conversation, okay? So there's something about that. Okay, you could also be being reflected on. There could be people reflecting on you because you've always been this person, you know, who would be straight up, you know what I'm saying, who will have real conversations, like tell them the truth, like be truthful, or there's something meaningful, you know, that you're going to speak about. Like, there could even be this energy of this lingering energy of people, of y'all kind of, you know, being attached in that conversation, because the conversation is just so fluid. The conversation, there's a lot of ebb and flow and meaningful conversing going on. Okay, look, it's back out here again. You got mommy energy. That's because you have some type of a natural maternal energy, okay? And you use it as it should be used. This intuition, you don't abuse it. You got Queen of Cups. You don't abuse emotions or the emotions of others, okay? There's something about you, you know, having this soothing energy to people. Oh, okay, you could be channeling, you could be picking up on a lot of people's energy. There's a lot of people in this card with this Queen of Cups. Those are all people. It's kind of hard to see them. And you see how she has her eyes closed? But look at her third eye. So you could also be picking up on some people's like emotional energy, whether that be, I heard emotional agitation or something. Okay, this can even be like apologetic energy. Okay, this can even be excitement. Okay, you can be picking up on a lot of different emotions and having to consciously diffuse, okay, energy. Okay, make sure you don't get too caught up. You know, it's something about you having to just be having to mindfully transmute emotional energy. You got golden retriever energy, so there's something significant about loyalty as well. You got loyalty in real talk. Now, this card doesn't say loyalty, but when you think about a golden retriever, you know what I'm saying? You think about, loyalty, you think about, listen, when I was younger, a golden retriever used to be one of my dream dogs. Either a golden retriever or like the Labradors, whatever they're called. They used to be one of my dream dogs. Like, oh my God, they're just so freaking cute. Okay. But there's something about that energy that's significant. Okay. But you also have the cat here. This could be two individuals who kind of give off this energy, like maybe a couple, two friends, okay, relative, whatever. Somebody can have like this very high priest, very keen, insightful, like, I want to, I'm here to love on you and get affection. I was like, oh, like, give me 10 feet. Like, leave me alone. Like, solitude, retreat type energy. Hey, y'all back. What's up? Like, there's somebody who embodies that energy. And then there's somebody who's just, look, I love you no matter what. Hey, even when we not talking, you see how he's holding on to this leash, this collar. Now, normally a dog don't purchase his own leash or collar. It's normally, the other person. So, what is this? Is she holding this ball? Okay, it looks like she's holding this ball. Okay, and this dog is holding this leash here and this collar. So there's something about you giving people space as well, like because the collar is not around his neck, and you see how he's just loving, he's giving her all these kisses and stuff, right? Y'all, there's something significant about that. This is the Page of Cups. There's something significant about innocent love. Okay. Anyway, let me not get caught up. Maybe that's how somebody feels. Like, like somebody could be reflecting, reminiscing on you, and getting caught up emotionally. Like, maybe this is even reflecting on how loyal of a person you are, how loyal you was to them, how loyal you are. Okay, how sweet you are. Okay, how innately kind-natured you are. Okay. But I was definitely getting, people, if there was friendships, relatives, anybody who took your realness, your transparency, your honesty, or your desire to want to have real deep talks and like really like, uncover things, unmask things, those things that swept under the rug, like you wanting to have that conversation, and maybe they gaslit you, maybe they try to deflect it, okay, maybe they try to, regurgitate, oh, what happens in such a house should stay in house, whatever, but all these different borrowed, regurgitated phrases just to keep something under wraps, just to keep something suppressed, and thus, imprison a person within themselves or within old time loops. Okay, you're that person where this is giving Aries energy as well, like, that confrontational energy, the energy of confrontation used in a high vibration, facing something head first, you know what I'm saying? It's heavy emphasis on head first, facing something logically, you know what I'm saying, understandably, okay? But also when you think about head first, it's not completely separate or rid from intuition, because you got your third eye, okay? Also head energy, head first energy. Your brain controls your heart type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's connection there. There's connection. Heavy emphasis on connection, how you connect the dots, how you connect things, and people reflecting on this, like, man, there's something about how you put things together, or like you could even been that you could resonate with kind of being that person where you kind of just sit and watch. Like, you can have this observer energy. Hold on one second. This card wanted to come up in the reverse. Okay, time to check. Oh shit. All right, let's go ahead and switch up the tempo. There's somebody, y'all, that's upset. Somebody hurt. Somebody sad. This is all the feelings that this person diligently worked for you to feel. 707. Okay. So, woo, this is about to be real. Something's real big. Y'all know Leo rules the heart. And this full moon is in Leo. Somebody is like, y'all know how we be like, big Leo. Now, somebody getting their big ass feelings. Somebody in their big ass feelings right now. Somebody who was, something about a hot girl summer is significant. Somebody's skeletons could be coming out of a closet about a hot girl summer or a hot girl summer escapades. Okay, some secrets or something coming out. Something has come out, and something is steadily being revealed about somebody's toxicity. You gotta stay toxic. This is somebody who stayed toxic. Okay, somebody could be sad about being left on red from somebody. Okay, somebody that they could have tried to turn against you. Okay, you got 5 of Swords. Damn. Yeah, this is somebody who was real, who tried to be real toxic in your life. Okay, there's something significant about gossip. You see this right here? It's a phone. And you see how, why does this make me think about Nickelodeon slime? But you see how this toxicity is just spewing out of her mouth towards a phone. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody who's possessed. Oh my God, look at the freaking horns. I just noticed the damn horns. There's somebody who's been, they've been sowing a lot of discord. Look at these little symbols over here. All the little talk bubbles. And up here in the corner is a fractured heart and a broken heart that's coming from this, okay? Somebody's been spewing a lot of debris here, okay? And they're surrounded by it now. It's their home. Okay, it's giving like a dog, like somebody that's real doggish, somebody that's been real doggish and laying with other dogs type shit, got fleas, okay, and call themselves trying to project these fleas. Okay, something about monitoring spirits is significant, but somebody is just like they're immersed in whatever this toxicity was that they were spewing towards the divine being. This is somebody who could have been celebrating, okay, whatever this toxicity was towards you. Look, reverse Uno card, confirmation. Yeah, this shit has reversed. You got 7 of Wands. There's something about you protecting yourself or how protected you are, okay? Are you standing your ground or outlasting in a situation? Somebody couldn't outlast you, okay? Okay, it's something about you needing to succumb to whatever this toxicity was. Like they was trying to keep up some type of toxicity that was being like orchestrated in your life, and something about you outlasted this energy, okay? So because it couldn't manifest the results they were hoping for, is manifesting, in the sender's lives. So senders with an S, so them and other people, they got involved. It came out again. Okay, how far am I? About to go ahead and switch the card deck. Confirmation, you gotta let it marinate. The Hangman. You see how she's submerged in darkness and and then something's being poured on her too. Yeah. This is somebody who did anything for attention. This is somebody who's attention seeking. You got like and subscribe. 3 of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who was making future plans, like to just remain toxic or just to keep something up, like to wear you down. You got Trip Sitter. The Hierophant. This is your energy. This is crazy. You got living my best life, 10 of Cups. And the 2 of Swords. So this is also giving your spirit team and divine, like blatantly putting something to a stop, like just blocking everything, whatever this was. Okay, maybe you was just doing your due diligence, okay, to make sure whatever energy you're in is your energy and nobody else's, and making sure it goes to its rightful sender, or transmuting it. Like, man, I can't, there's not really anything I want to do with these dandelions. So how about I make like I'm gonna make some coffee then. You feel me? Like I'm in the mood for coffee. Let me transmute these dandelions for some coffee, because that'll be really good for my liver. Or let me make some tea with these dandelions, because that's a nice liver cleanse. Like, there's something about you transmuting something that was supposed to grow, like seeds that was being planted to drain and suck up, you know, your harvest, or something that you've been growing over time. Okay, like somebody had a lot of audacity and entitlement. You got wholesome content with a 9 of cups. Your wishes, okay. Overindulgence, canceled. There's somebody who overindulged on getting you canceled or something. But there's something about what you do, what you've been sowing, what you've been creating. There's something about the wholesomeness and the quality thereof. So it's impossible. It's something that's necessary. It's essential. Like, so how can they cancel that out? This is somebody that was loyal to this shit. Man, nah, listen. I said I was done with these cards. You got Karen. Somebody could be jealous of your skin routine, or something about, I don't know, something about some healthy routines that's noticeable, visible, that you have, okay? You got multi-step skincare routine. The 7 of Pentacles. This 7 of Pentacles is just your investments in general. But there's something about, look, main character energy. You have this main character energy. Shaking my head. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles. There's something about somebody having too many tabs open instead of focusing on their fucking self, okay? Focusing on, look, collab. What the hell? Oh my God. Okay. I'm putting these cards up. I'm gonna pull some index cards. So I gotta leave in a minute. Oh, shizna. Oh, I'm getting hot, but I don't want to take my jacket off. It says your silence hurt more than I thought it would. Okay. I feel like this is also you being non-responsive to some type of drama bait. So somebody trying to bait you into some drama, or bait you into some competition, bait you into feeling like you need to prove yourself or some shit, but you still been remaining focused on whatever this harvest was. Like, this is a harvest that's been in place for some years. Okay, like long before these people. You gotta get it together. So, there's somebody who need to get it together. Okay, but this song, I think this is the song. I don't really wanna go, I don't really wanna stay, all I really wanna know, can we get it together? Get it together. Maybe somebody wants wanna see or has hopes that you guys can get back on the right track with one another. Okay, this could be somebody that you're not speaking to with that silence. Your silence hurts me. Yes, 702. Okay, it says friends defending your essence. You can have friends or a friend that's defending your essence, okay? Friends and family or whatever. Somebody's defending you. And I told you, I picked up on Shango energy, or Shango, however y'all pronounce his name, okay? You got luck, money, power, and love. This is the energy that you're in at this time, okay? With that 9 of Cups. Yeah. Friend is defending you. Now, something that I was going to make a little quick video and share about the most recent person I was dating. You got last name. Something can be significant about marriage. Okay, would that get together? Anyway, it's crazy. Oh my God. But this person, I remember, we used to have, first of all, we bonded because our conversations, okay, and how honest and transparent we were with one another, like about our past, like about the now, about, situations and circumstances that we're currently dealing with and going through. And I remember something that he used to tell me was, you know what it really is? It's really because I don't have like the resources. I don't have the resources like to really like, invest in this connection like I want to. Like, that's what it is. I don't have the resources. I remember one other time he said to me, he don't really want his wife to have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he want to be that guy. That's how he sees himself. And because, he don't have the resources, he's not trying to, just confirm, okay, let's be in a commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things I want to do first before I feel like I'm ready for that. Like, I remember we had a pregnancy scare before, and I was like, oh, well, I'm my mom's only daughter. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so I know that my family is going to be happy about it. Like, it's cool. Like, I know you're still in school, like you got a lot going on. You take care of your family. You do a lot. Like, you wear a lot of hats. And he just was like, Yo, he was like, oh hell no, like, yo, when I say like, he was like a man's man. He was not fucking with nothing I was saying. He was like, oh hell no, 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 ain't about to be none of that. Like, I want to be, no, like, I want to be there, like, through and through. Like, I don't want that. Because I was saying how I know I could get help, you know, from relatives and da da da. He was like, oh hell no, it ain't about to be that. You feel me? Now, oh my God, y'all, I want to marry you. Integrity over vanity. This is somebody who learned a lesson about integrity and vanity. Maybe this is somebody who, somebody was misguided or misled, okay, for vain purposes, vain reasons, okay? You be somebody that is a person of integrity, okay? Excuse me. And they could have chosen vanity over their own integrity in a situation. Now, I have a very old video on here that's called Integrity Over Vanity, where I did like a whole breakdown and, you know, talking about that energy like amongst our communities, because it's very heavy. Okay, you got dystopia in the reverse, so that's a good thing. So okay, there's a heavy emphasis on people recognizing and choosing those people of integrity, places of integrity, activities of integrity over vanity, you know, or things that are driven by vanity. Okay, there's something about some type of distortion being removed. Okay, there could be something significant about some prayers that you've had as well. They took things too far. I remember the other day, the last video I did, but I think I forgot to mention it, how I was going to say you guys are in this energy where you welcome death. Now, this is what I mean by that. So you know how the death energy represents transformation. You know, death and rebirth is a unavoidable process that we all go through. It's just about what you know, how do you come through that energy? How do you respond? You know what I'm saying? How is your willpower, you know, in ebb and flow with that energy? Like, for example, there are some things about us that do need to come to an end, or certain cycles and stuff like that are supposed to come to an end. There's things that you are supposed to transform or put a death to, and there's supposed to be some type of rebirth or a new birth of something else or something better, right? So what I mean by you guys are in this energy now where you kind of welcome. Wait do y'all see this next card in my hand? Wow. Damn. Where you guys welcome when people send you death magic, people that want you to die, okay? People who, you know, want things that you are creating or things that you got going to end and stuff like that. And because you've mastered alchemy and transmutation, you're noticing that with that death energy that you feel, it's helping you put a depth to certain things, certain habits, you know, that are not really conducive for your overall wellness. Like, it's actually helping you because you're in that consciousness, that awareness of how you execute and apply that energy. Okay, tell me why this card says saving up for a proposal. Now, I won't even be surprised if my divine love ancestors shorten this video, because it's a lot of information. Okay, and I've noticed that the videos that got cut off is because there was a lot of detail revealed, and it was almost like, okay, if you just had to be there to get those details, because there are certain people that's watching y'all that's intentionally trying to destroy things. But again, we've mastered, you know, that energy of destruction. We've mastered that energy of death. You get what I'm saying? So it really don't matter at this point. New mindset, confirmation. They got their ass handed to them. That was inevitable. Okay, it says if you can think it, you can do it. And then you got come back. Somebody could be fighting with somebody to come back or return to their lives. Like that those cards that came out earlier about that person that's in the 5 cups or 5 of swords, whatever the fuck that was. You got best friend. Maybe this was a fake ass best friend. Somebody could be viewing you as the best friend. This is giving fake best friend vibes, okay, with Young Thug, because it was so lustful and just vain, like that song, like, that's my best friend, that's my best friend. Boy, that made me think about a funny ass memory. I remember I was in college and we got invited to somebody party, bro. And I remember this was my first time ever hearing this best friend song, but it was popular already. So there was a few people in there that was like, that's my shit. Oh my God. And it was just so nostalgic because I was so lost. I was so confused. Like, I stopped dancing because of the reaction of the song coming on. And y'all, it was just, it's like everything happened in slow motion. It was so funny. It's like everything happened in slow motion. Oh, that's my shit. It was so fucking funny. So there could be somebody who embodied that type of energy, okay? Like, maybe this energy is like very played out to whoever this person is that's saving up for a proposal, okay? Or this person who realized these energies, or maybe a friend group, or a fucking friend, best friend, or their best friend. Something about these people being vain or even jealous of them because they're a person of integrity, or certain things that they do, certain things that they're creating and manifesting is rooted in integrity. And they had to wake up and realize that, I'm gonna have to move like a certain type of way when it comes to these people. I can't bring, certain people with me because they secretly praying on my downfall. Okay, they want me to stay toxic. Okay, like the card that came out earlier, they want me to stay toxic type shit. And it's like, yeah, higher mind here, higher learning, education. Okay, higher learning, education related. Lip service don't match their actions. Well, I have to go. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'll come back later. Look, it says makeup ain't a glow up. Let me tell you something. Yeah, and so somebody finally shut the door on energies who was encouraging hostility. Okay, calling their makeup bust down or whatever a glow up instead of actually doing the internal work, okay, to manifest a true glow up. Okay, yeah, somebody permanently injured themselves trying to come against you. This is somebody with low sexual standards. Yep. Somebody could have tried to say you was faking your loyalty. That's been proven to be a lie. Something about what's the dude name, y'all? What's the dude name? What's the dude name? Where people go in there for fidelity and infidelity and shit. Start with an M. I can't think of them. It says calling something it is not, so others will put down their guard and believe lies. Yeah. It says, if this is unlike them, it probably isn't. Controlled, puppeted by evil, malicious forces. This is somebody you was connected to, whoever this is, saving up for a proposal. There was individuals here, okay, who was manipulated to work against you. This could have been like witchcraft, emotional manipulation, people playing off things that they know about this person, okay, fear mongering, okay, fear tactics, scarcity tactics. I was picking up on that heavily today too. People weaponizing scarcity, okay. Yeah, you got malicious forces calling it something that is not. Heavy magic to mask the truth. Confirmation. All right, you guys, this is the Authentic Empress. I hope this gave you guys the confirmation that you already have. Oh my God. I like that. No, Cindy. No, Sunny, that is so funny. Thank you for complimenting my intuition and my discernment. It's been very sharp since I was a kid, actually. I was actually talking to my brother about that earlier, as he gave me further confirmation on that, with the information he shared with me today. So thank you for recognizing, who I am, because you can't, you ain't really got a choice but to see it, right? It's giving sun energy, it's giving star energy, it's giving the moon. Yeah, I know it gets cold over there in the dark in the shade, but maybe you was able to get a little warmth, coming up on this video talking shit. All right, see you.